In the afternoon, I get a call from my buddy. Turns out my soon-to-be ex took a half day and went to their house to talk to her friend. Turns out she's having an emotional breakdown. Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, I'm going to do an update or a part 2 to the very popular story about the guy who had a fiancée who ended up having way too much fun on her bachelorette party, where she had the male dancers you-know-what in her mouth. And a big shout out to Dylan for sending me these stories. And guys, as a quick recap, that again is about the guy. He's married. He's been with his girl for 8 years. They were best buddies growing up, which all best friendships between men and women are bullshit, but it is what it is. And they got together 8 years ago. They thought he had a truly amazing girl, truly loved her, all that. Engaged to be married. They're set to be engaged and married this October. And they were going to go do the bachelor and bachelorette parties. And before they did, they both agreed no strip clubs or anything like that. And she was insistent upon this. He does his thing with his bros. She does her thing with her girls. Except she broke the rules. Big time. She was off at the freaking club. And her friends, she got drunk, trashed. Next thing you know, she's in the back having a private dance. And was going down on the dancer. Actually, with all her friends watching and cheering her on. He finished inside of her mouth. Yeah, taking that to a whole new level. And one of her friends who was against this whole thing caught on video. She showed it to this guy, and now he is sending her ass to the street. And it's picking up where things left off. And as you can imagine, this guy's having an emotional roller coaster because he thought he was going to be marrying her. So it's understandable how upset he is. And so he's going to fill a lot of information about what was going on behind the scenes with these two. As well as obviously you're going to see he's definitely like going through the different stages of grief already, where he's actually kind of debating whether, he obviously really loves her and all that. And you'll see what I'm talking about here. But don't worry, our hero stays strong, doesn't mess up like a lot of guys do. So it picks up, he says, "Hey everyone, I just want to say thank you for all the good advice and nice comments that 99% of you made. There are a couple of things I need to clarify though." And he's going to go through a list. He says, number 1, yes, my soon-to-be ex was drunk, but had enough sense to high-five one of her friends after finishing. Yeah, she was doing her dirty deed on the dancer, and when she was done finishing the guy off, and probably licking her lips, she was high-fiving her friends. So this doesn't tell me this is a girl who's doing this for the first time. Number 2, in the video, the dancer is not forcing her, but she actually stops and then keeps on going afterwards. Number 3, many think this is a fake story, and that's fine. I don't care. Honestly, if you think it's fake, that is fine. I just need some advice. I'm sure there are stories that are out there that are fake, but a lot of these things are real. And as the saying goes, truth is stranger than fiction. But there are a lot of people who don't want to believe these things happen because they just would want to think. Because that means they would have to question whether their wife or girlfriend is like this. Gotta think about that. Number 4, I thought all clubs were both male and female and just varied on night. Number 5, she did not plan to blackmail my soon-to-be ex. This is his buddy's wife or girlfriend that gave him this information. She took the video, which was only like 18 seconds long, and a few pictures. She knew this would come out eventually and wanted to cover her tracks with her husband. She saw that and ran. She didn't know any of the other girls and was so surprised by what she saw, so she bolted out of fear. Number 6, I'm not mad at my ex, just disappointed. And to those who say you can salvage, she threw that away when she kept lying about it and not telling me. Smack. I'd be a little more than just disappointed with my ex for doing what she did. I'd be more like insanely pissed off and, well, disappointed. But we'll get into more of that later. Number 7. Also, no, her friends did not ruin a perfect relationship. She did. I'm glad he said that. I don't believe the girls wanted us to end. I don't know about that. They are all single women in their late 20s, for which many think that the casual sex is fine. I have no issues with people who do that, it's just not for me. I think some people on here just think that every person has some malicious intent and the accused is just a victim of circumstance. People do messed up things sometimes of their own free will. Yes, his soon-to-be ex here, fiancé, did this out of her own free will. But I don't buy for a second that her friends are innocent here. He said they're all a bunch of single women in their late 20s. They're all into casual, the sex. In other words, they're carousel riders. And guess what? A lot of these gals don't like it when one of their crew, one of their gang, gets a good guy and is now out of the circle. So they'll sabotage things. It happens, okay? And I'm convinced if they were knowing that she's getting married soon, high-fiving her and egging her on to do what she did, you can't tell me they're not trying to sabotage things. Come on. All right? Think about that. It's common sense. Number 8, I have no intentions of blackmailing her or telling people the info unless she wants to get nasty. Fair enough. That video, he can get pretty much whatever he wants. Number 9, lastly, no, I don't hate women. I actually defended many women from some a-holes on the thread. These are a few bad people, not women, people. I will say there are some out there that are still have the traditional good qualities that guys would want in a gal, but sadly, more as time is going on, this is more the trend in varying degrees. This is why I say we're living in Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0 for a reason. But I've been doing this for years. I've lived long enough to see the direction that things is going in society, and sadly, in varying degrees, this is a lot of the gals out there nowadays. And I don't just mean in the 20s and 30s. I'm talking 40s and 50s too. Fuck it, I'm sure in the 60s. And of course, the late teens, mid-teens. Now for a quick boring update. These are his words, not mine. It says, someone asked about how my soon-to-be ex seemed to be like the best woman ever for me, and I had nothing bad to say about her at all other than this. He says, well, you are correct. To say I was the weird kid in high school is an understatement. I had long hair, colored all the time. I wore makeup and painted my nails. I dressed weird for many. She was always there for me and protected me from others, as at the same age I didn't have a spine. I had a few girlfriends who I dated who said I was good looking, but they wanted me to quit wearing makeup, painting my nails, and other things. I said I'm not changing for anyone, and she would always defend me when these girls would talk ill of me afterwards. So he was that guy. Now either he was kind of like the rock star in the making, because rock stars always dress weird and all that, or maybe he was that goth guy, It's not my thing, but hey, whatever. If he's not hurting anybody, not bothering anybody, so be it. But I've reached a point that I live and let live on some things. Anyhow, he says she'd always defend me and all that. She was literally the only person I could talk to. I couldn't talk to my parents or brothers. She was the only one who held me and cared for me when one of my exes started spreading nasty rumors about me, and she sat with me every night for days. So she was the perfect woman. That is why I can't confront her yet. I now will break if I see her cry, because I will think of all the memories we have together. I still love her, but no longer see her as my wife and best friend. Good, bro, because a lot of guys wouldn't do that. If she wants to go out and have sex with random people, that is her choice, just do it single. Exactly. Anyway, I stayed up late on Reddit and I went to sleep on the couch, for which I have for the past week. She got to go to work today, and I took off today, and woke me up to give me a hug and a kiss goodbye. In my stupor, I said, I love you too, and gave her a kiss. Muscle memory is a thing, it seems. Although I noticed no feeling with the kiss like I'm used to. After that, I went back to sleep and woke up at 9 o'clock. I got some breakfast, took a shower, and started packing her stuff up. To those who said it seemed odd and emotionless, well, I cried a lot today. I've been in damage control, and packing her stuff and seeing memories of us just made me break. I've been blaring music that keeps my mind occupied. My poor neighbors probably know my favorite music as much as I do now. So, goes to show he's human. It's understandable. After all these years of knowing her, and back when they were younger, she was good to him. I guess before they were actually together. And so he's thinking about all that, which is normal. But he still understands, I can't marry this chick. It's over. And he's forming a plan. In the afternoon, I get a call from my buddy. Turns out my soon-to-be ex took a half day and went to their house to talk to her friend. Turns out she's having an emotional breakdown. Oh, poor her. How about what this guy's going through, huh? I'm not going to get into the details, but here are the major points. Number 1, she's worried about me. Number 2, she knows I'm not sick. She knows when I'm sick and knows that I'm not. Number 3, she thinks I'm getting cold feet about the wedding and is scared. Oh, gee, you can't blame him. Number 4, she's extremely worried that I won't have you-know-what with her or kiss her at all. In her own words, I usually can't keep him off me, which is true. But recently he won't even touch me, not even a hug. Well, after you had that dude's sausage in your mouth, lady, what do you expect? I wouldn't even be in the same room with her letting her breathe on me. Number 5, she's wondering what is wrong and if my depression has come back worse. After what she did, she's playing this game. Women and accountability. There is more, but that was the major point. She has no clue my buddy's wife told me, thankfully. And later this evening, actually just a little bit ago, she calls me to tell me she made to her best friend's place. The conversation was brief, but I could tell she was upset. To be honest, it hurt me to hear her like this, and I wanted to hold her. But I need to do what is right for me. Good. Don't cave, dude. And don't worry, guys. He's not going to, but he's going through the roller coaster of emotions that all dudes have been through when they've been cheated on and all that. But this is to a whole new level. You know, that sounds like someone is holding back tears. That was her. She asked how I was feeling, and I said better. Then we talked about the wedding and everything and just some other BS about work. She then says, love you, and I say, okay, and then I have food to finish and don't want to get burned. She says, okay, and I told her to be safe and have fun. I wouldn't be telling her to have fun. She said she will, that she loves me again, and I said bye, and she said bye. And that is it. I know this is pretty boring, but that is what happened today. I'll probably be updating if I feel I need to for mental reasons. If not, thank you for your help and advice. Now with some more little updates here. He says, many of you seem to think that she may have been so drunk that she may not remember. I'm going to call my buddy's wife just to ask how drunk she actually was. I just got off the phone with my buddy's wife, and she said that my ex was not sloshed or completely drunk when she left the winery, but she was buzzed. She said that she was surprised at her that she said, let's go to the strip club. She said she kept drinking on the way there and drank a lot more at the club. She says she was definitely wasted but not blackout drunk during the lap dance. I then asked her about the possible drugging, as someone said, and she said she didn't see anything like that. And I inclined to believe the buddy's wife here. After all, she showed the video footage and the pictures and all that. I mean, just imagine that seeing, you hear it, but then actually seeing on the video, your girl, the one you're going to marry, think is amazing, doing that. It's terrible. He says, that little update. He says, sorry for this, but I just missed my fiance so much. I just wish you had told me and we could have worked on it. Dude, if she told you, yeah, okay, that's nice if she told you, but still, she did what she did. All those people, you can't marry her. I get this dude's going through the emotions. and he's right, he's going through the bargaining stage of grief. But no, it's over. I wish you had told me and been remorseful. I just want my life back the way it was 2 weeks ago. I just want my fiancé home with me and for things to go back to normal. I get that he's feeling this way, but wishing ain't going to change what happened, brother. I'm about to call her and confront her. I just can't contain my emotions anymore. I know I shouldn't, but I can't help it. The shit is killing me not knowing. This guy needs to deal with it pronto. And he says, at number 3, I'm calling her. It's on my page. Bye. So that is it, guys, for part 2. Now, he is going to finish up with part 3, which I'll be doing tomorrow. And that is when the shit really hits the fan with her, the friends, her family, the whole 9 yards. And believe me, it is a grand finale. But real quick, read a few comments here because people obviously are concerned this guy might go off track. One guy says, my opinion, there's no going back. She can sense something is wrong, but she leaves to spend time with that friend and doesn't confess. Sorry, OP, but this is so heartbreaking. Anyway, she knows something's wrong. She's not talking to him. If she has some shred of dignity, she would admit what she did. Okay, some integrity, that's what I meant to say. That she'd admit what she did. He would still kick her to the curb, but at least she would then admit what she did and say she's sorry and all that. Nope. She's trying to cover her tracks and find out what's going on. Another guy says, I think she's still trying to figure things out. The problem here is that instead of coming clean to you, she's doubling down on her lies. She wants to find out who said what and then squash it down so it doesn't come out to you. This makes me suspect there's a lot more than been going on, and it happened at the strip club before and after that was captured in the 18-second video. Please don't call her. This is the time for you to get your ducks in a row. I'm sorry you're dealing with this. Things are going to get harder before they get easier. Yes, they will, but he will get through it. And this is when he needs to have his bros and his family at his side to help him get through these hard times. Another guy says, hi, OP. Excuse me with the coughing, guys. I was sick the last few days. I'm finally getting over it, so just bear with me here. The show must go on, but I'm trying my best here with the whole throat thing. He says, hi, OP. Relationships have come back from much worse. I don't trust your friend's wife or your fiancés or other friends. She didn't even want to go to the strip club. They decided to go and get her very drunk and egged her on to do stuff. This is not intentional, calculated cheating. She made a mistake. Her friend should have protected her, but let her get carried away in her drunken state. Your relationship sounds amazing, otherwise, something that comes once in a lifetime. You both can get through this. See a couples therapist and do the work needed. Smack. Bullshit, jackass. No, there's no getting through this. There's no going back after something like this. I don't care how great their relationship was before they were younger. What she did here ruined everything. And she's trying to cover it up and didn't come clean to the guy. But every once in a while, I like to throw in a comment here, some jackass that's out of their freaking mind. They're trying to put the blame on the friends. This is probably this is from a woman, I might add. This is probably someone that's did something like that before and want to put the blame on the friends so that another relationship doesn't get screwed over. She made the choice. There's no going past this. End of story. There you go. So anyhow, guys, I will be doing part 3 tomorrow and you see how this whole thing wraps up. And believe me, it is a grand finale worth fireworks. That I can tell you. Alright guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below, let me know what you think about this. And guys, you come across a really good story you'd like to share, by all means email it to me, strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. Just give me some time to get to it, I will eventually. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.